It's track reviews.
Hey everyone, Anthony Fantano here, internet's busiest music nerd. Hope you are doing well. And it is time for a track review where I give my thoughts on a brand new song. And I am picking one from this new Childish Gambino Donald Glover album, which he has seen fit to put out what I assume is final or the close to final version of on a website named donaldgloverpresents.com. He is just streaming the album on the website at the time that I am listening to this, and he's sort of put it up in a way where once you hit play on it, it's streaming at whatever point the album is just continually looping. So you're not, filing through tracks or anything like that. Through that, I have been able to listen to the song Time, featuring Ariana Grande, who is one of several big name features on the record. Gonna give this track a try, gonna give it a shot, and give my thoughts. Ba-bam! Okay. A lot of positives with that, mostly positives with that, a few issues that I took away from it. However, I don't know how much of what I'm hearing here with this short-term streamed version of the record, how close are we to done with this? Are we being teased with something? I mean, even with the cover art that's been presented here on this page, it signals to me, hey, we're almost there, work in progress though, but still, the things that I have observed in this track that I like, that stuck out to me as being pretty interesting, were one, the very obviously chunky, clunky beat on this track, which is actually feels like a bit of an 80s throwback. There are elements of the rhythms that to me read as like Phil Collins in the air tonight, but each drum hit has a lot of volume on it, just booming drums on this thing. The vocals are really pumped up too. And the reason that stands out so much is that there are other musical elements of the track, especially the somewhat jangly guitars, as well as the laser-ish synthesizers, boo, that are certainly there. They have presence, but they hang very faintly into the background. And the volume difference between the vocals and between the drums and between those things just seems so great. It's almost distracting. It's pretty obvious. It's odd that it would be mixed in that way, but still could be an intentional artistic and aesthetic choice. We'll go on from there to say, again, I do like the 80s vibe this track is delivering. Feels a little synth funk inspired too, but there's nothing that funky about the track, as the beat and the groove and the pacing of it is all really meditative. And then to add another genre and another sound into the mix, we occasionally get these hits of gospel choir popping up here and there too. To me, honestly, a lot of the vocal manipulations that Glover puts on his voice, combined with the synth timbres, the chord progression, and that hit of gospel, a lot of what's happening on this track reads to me as pretty Kanye inspired. The Ariana Grande vocal contributions to the track are short, are sweet. She doesn't steal the show or anything, but it is one of many instrumental and aesthetic change-ups across the length of the song. It just adds a bit of variation to keep the very slow pace of this thing from going stale. And first impressions of the tune, as well as the lyrics of the song, says to me that Donald Glover is not only continuing to inject social commentary, social awareness into his music, which has kind of been a big move for him over his last few major singles, but also that he's musically, I think, trying to give the listener some sense of hope, triumph. So walking away from this thing, I do like the texture and the timbres of all of the instrumentation going into it, from that guitar, from those weird manipulated vocal bits, to the synths, to those insanely vintage clunky drums. I like the vocal performances. I like the different phases throughout the track. Everything that I'm hearing feels very bold. There's a lot of stark contrast between everything in the mix. Nothing is really mushing together. It's got a lot of heft to it, but there are all sorts of weird bumps and angles coming out of it in every direction. Maybe some better definition is needed in the future for the very good things about this song that are already very obvious for them to fully translate. So those are my thoughts on the track. Make sure to leave yours down in the comments as well. Did you love this one? Did you hate it? Why? What do you think I should review next? And you're the best. You're the best. You're the best. Over here next to my head, another video you can check out. Hit that up or the link to subscribe to the channel. Anthony Fantano, Donald Glover, forever.